Welcome to CBSE.
All right, exams are coming up, and I know how that feels, but don't you worry. We're going to do a super quick crash course on one of the wildest, funniest plays you'll probably ever have to study, Anton Chekhov's The Proposal. Let's get you ready to ace this thing. Okay, so let's just jump right in. Picture this. You get all dressed up, you're ready to propose to the person you want to spend your life with. And somehow, you walk out of there in a massive fight about a tiny piece of land. Seriously. Sounds nuts, right? Well, guess what? That's pretty much the entire play. All right, first up, let's set the stage for this, well, truly ridiculous proposal. So, this play, it's what we call a one-act farce, and it's by the legendary Russian writer Anton Chekhov. Now that word, farce, that's your key. It basically means everything is over the top, totally exaggerated and absurd. It's all set up so we can laugh at how silly these characters really are. Yeah, so don't go looking for a big romance here. This is all about money. See, back in 19th century Russia, especially for these wealthy landowners, marriage was basically a business deal. You married to get more land, more money, and a better social standing. Love? Yeah, that wasn't really on the table. All the drama, all the chaos in this play comes down to three, let's say, unforgettable characters. So let's go ahead and meet this quarrelsome trio. First up, we've got our guy, Ivan Lomov. He's 35, he's got money, but man, is he a nervous wreck. A total hypochondriac, always going on about his palpitations. He's not looking for true love or anything like that. He just figures, hey, I'm 35, it's time to settle down and get that quiet and regular life. Marriage is just a box to tick for him. And then there's Natalya. She's 25, and sure, she's called an excellent housekeeper. But don't let that fool you. This woman is as stubborn as they come, and she will argue about literally anything. It's funny, her dad calls her a lovesick cat who's desperate to get married. But believe me, she's no quiet kitten. And rounding out our trio is Natalya's dad, Stepan, Chubukov. So when he finds out Lomov is there to propose, he is over the moon. But is it because his daughter might be happy? Nope, it's because it's a great business move. This guy is all about the opportunity, has a super short fuse, and he will jump into a fight in a heartbeat, especially if it's about property. And this right here tells you everything you need to know about their mindset. The play kicks off. Lomov shows up in his finest clothes, ready to pop the question. And what's Chubukov's very first thought? Oh great, he's here to borrow money. It just goes to show you, for these people, every single thing comes back to money. So, you'd think the proposal is about to happen, right? Wrong. Instead, everyone gets completely derailed by this huge, pointless fight. Welcome, folks, to the battle for Oxen Meadows. You know, it all kicks off so harmlessly. Lomov's trying to ease into the whole proposal thing, so he just casually mentions, hey, you know, my land, the Oxen Meadows, it's right next to your woods. Just a bit of small talk, right? What could possibly go wrong? Oh, just about everything. Natalya just pounces, no hesitation. She forgets all about being polite and just snaps back. And just like that, poof, any romantic vibe is gone. The proposal? Totally forgotten. Now it's a fight. So, how do they back this up? Well, their reasons are both pretty ridiculous. Lomov starts telling this super confusing long story about his aunt's grandmother or something. And Natalya, her argument is basically, we've had it forever, so it's ours, the end. Neither of them is going to back down, not even a little, over this tiny scrap of land. And from there, it just devolves into this completely childish shouting match. It's just mine. Ours. And back to mine. And just when you think it can't get any crazier, in comes Dad, Chubukov. Now, is he going to be the adult in the room and calm things down? Absolutely not. He jumps right in on his daughter's side, yelling just as loud as she is. This is the same guy who, like 5 minutes ago, was thrilled about this marriage, and now he's actively helping to blow the whole thing up. Okay, so that's the plot. But for your exam, you gotta know the why. Why did Chekhov write this? What's the real point he's trying to make with all this yelling? Okay, let's circle back to that super important word, farce. Remember, this isn't supposed to feel like real life. Chekhov is cranking the exaggeration up to 11 to show us just how silly these people are. The whole point is for us to laugh at them and the ridiculous things they care about. And get this, here's the real kicker. This whole gigantic fight, the insults, Lomov nearly having a heart attack. It's all over a piece of land that Natalya even says is only worth maybe 300 rubles. It's practically worthless. But to them, it's more important than a marriage that could set them up for life. So what's the bottom line? This play is a satire. That's the big word you need. Chekhov is using comedy as a weapon, right? He's making fun of this wealthy class of people. He's basically saying, look how their greed and pride and obsession with owning stuff turns them into ridiculous, squabbling children who can't see what really matters. All right, let's wrap this up. Time for the quick and dirty summary. Everything you absolutely need to have in your back pocket for the exam. Okay, let's boil it all down. First, remember these characters are all about pride and money, definitely not love. Second, all their fights are super petty, and that's the whole point, to show how foolish they are. Third, this play is a satire, plain and simple. It's making fun of the landowning class. And finally, that title, The Proposal, it's totally ironic, because they spend the whole time forgetting to actually do the proposing. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What's actually more ridiculous here? Getting into a massive fight over a tiny piece of land, or the whole idea of getting married for that land to begin with? It's a great question Chekhov leaves us with. All right, that's it. Go crush those exams.
Thank you for watching with us. See you next time.